warm to come. The poems for Monday are all, you might have noticed, about beautiful dead women. And I do not expect you to write out all of this stuff, but I want you to get this background, right? Why are the focus on these beautiful dead women? And why are they seen as so beautiful? Why is this so focused on the aesthetics of this? Here is a famous painting. Think about all those paintings of the Lady of Shalott that we looked at. So there's a real focus on beautiful dead women. This is another famous painting, and it is beautiful. John Everett Millet's Ophelia. Why are Victorians so preoccupied with this? Okay, one, they were a society very concerned with death in general. A lot of concern about mourning, a lot of concern about grieving. I did not make you read it, but it is in the Norton Anthology. The most critically acclaimed and popularly successful poem in the 19th century was Alfred Tennyson's In Memoriam, which was about the death of his best friend. And he just on and on about like not dealing with it, thinking you're over it. No, you're not over it. All about grief. 2, hey, lots of people were dying and lots of young women in childbirth from disease. Mortality rates were simply much higher then. 3, and this goes back to some things that I mentioned in the earlier lectures. Female sexuality is not publicly acceptable in this society. So so 2 things either need to happen. 1 is sexual women need to be punished, and often this means that they die. Or the dead female body can become a safe female body. It can be sexy without the danger of the woman acting on those feelings. So either we have women who were kind of publicly sexual in some way, who then are punished by dying. Or we have a beautiful woman who, once she's dead, can be sexy. Like it's safe for her to be sexy once she's dead because she can't fall. So a lot of this is tied up with the anxiety about fallen women. And you only have to think about a lot of 19th century textual works where a woman who has sex or is sexual in some way is punished, usually by dying. And 4, it allows the female body to become an object. We call this objectification. Because she's dead, she has no agency or will. And this also gets to this, like, what could be more disturbing than a woman who has different thoughts or feelings, sexual thoughts or feelings, oh my gosh, who might act on those sexual thoughts or feelings, who is, in other words, out of control, or not. Let me take that back. Not out of control, not under somebody else's control. Oh my gosh, so scary. Let's not deal with that. Let's objectify her instead. So these are some reasons why Victorians are so proud. I want you guys to just see all of this as a kind of feminist criticism of these poems. In other words, don't commit the intentional, what we call in literature, the intentional fallacy. Do not ever confuse with what the text does, which maybe present a dead woman as an object of beauty, with what the author intends to do. For many of these works, and for many of the works that we were reading for Monday, the possibility exists that the author is using this as a way to criticize his or her society. So, think about, what does the text do? Not, the author intends to do this, the author intends to do that. And then I have people, telling me Robert Browning must have been like a serial killer in real life. Like, no, actually, he was 7 kinds of awesome in real life. But he had the most romantic marriage in the world. He was the best husband ever. Really nice, really nice. Don't confuse the fictional work with the author. We don't, think that J.K. Rowling is really a wizard. So we should not assume that even though people create things with incredibly disturbing events or incredibly disturbing sexual politics, that they necessarily endorse those or enact those in their own lives. But our society would never be like this today, right? Like, we're totally over all of this 19th century obsession with dead, beautiful women, right? To the extent that public expressions of female sexuality are ever disturbing or unacceptable, society will always have this kind of obsession with the beautiful dead woman.